Hey everybody, a little time for a little Monday Madness today, but today we're going to be going over the completed dollar store flower terrain. Well, completed except for I had to do a final varnish on it, but it was raining today, so I didn't do it. And I still got a little bit of glue drying. But anyway, so I have finished up all my little flower pieces here, and I said I'm going to be taking them to my game store on Wednesday to add to their terrain collection, because I don't have any use for any of it. But it's just kind of a series here. See what you can do for not much money. And you know, I really don't have a lot of money in any of these, so I got literally like $1.50 maybe into all of it, maybe $2 at the most. Well, no, it has to be at least $2. So about $2.50, $3.50 if you include the paint. $4 maybe. Oh, I used that in a minute. So okay, so maybe $5. I guess let's say $5 into all these pieces. And not a whole lot of time because they're very small, so they do not take long to make either. So they're just little pieces of scattered terrain. Let's start with the big tower here. Again, this was just a scrap piece of plywood I found on my porch. It's been out in the weather for a while. I've gotten all dirty and everything. And it was just extra from one of my other projects. So I cut it up, I beveled the edges, and all I did was glue down some sand. The sand was $6. The sand was from the Dollar Tree. You get this nice bag of it. It's like 350 grams for $1, and it's going to last a good long. And it's black. It's actually color black. They also have other colors like green. Green sand might be an interesting time-saving measure. Instead of doing just green flock, just put green sand on it. Maybe give it a highlight of a bone color or something. I might have to go back and pick up a bag of green sand just to see. But it's it's a big bag. I don't really want to have to just store it if I'm not going to use it ever. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, I just glued the sand down. These dowels are from the dollar store also. And of course there's the flower. And the square bricks here are square beads from a bead kit, also from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, not much to it. And then I added some static grass and a couple tufts. And then lastly, the reindeer moss is glued down here in a few places, like it's growing up here. So yeah, that is the tower that I built. Everything else is like, and then I built this little tiny wall. Now that I got the big piece out of the way, I'm going to zoom in here. So here's the little wall piece I made, flower. Again, with some rocks, some static grass, some tufts, a few pieces of the reindeer moss, and just a little scatter piece. Then I built some, just rocks, and this one, and this one. Okay, so maybe I didn't need to zoom back out a little bit. Okay. So again, I just, whatever I can fit on the flower is what I did here. So I just got a two level one here and a single level one. This one's I covered it with static grass on top because, as I said, the pattern of the cell foam was showing through the paint, so I just went ahead and covered that up with a static grass. These two are made from pink foam. Again, I just found a piece of scrap pink foam from one previous project, and there's a definite difference in the quality of the part of the final work using the pink foam instead of the cheap cell foam. Yeah, it's a significant difference. These look way better. And so you can see, this is the cell foam, this is the pink foam, and it's way different, way better looking piece. But for something that's so cheap, it's really not a big deal. And just lots of reindeer moss stuck to the rock, static grass, a couple tufts. Overall, they look pretty good. I do think so myself. And lastly, again, I found that piece of scrap foam, so I went ahead and built this thing. I'm kind of happy with, and that's just a little stone arch. And you can see that the glue's still wet on most of it. And This is made out of the pink foam and 2 flowers, and I probably could have made a little more substantial arch on it, but I really like this. I think this turned out really well. Again, they don't take very long to make. Definitely don't take very long to paint, because I just painted it with a mix. So it's base coated with a mixture of Mod Podge and black paint. Again, the dollar store black acrylic tube paint I bought. I went back there out of black. That kind of annoyed me. I had plenty of all the other colors, but I ran out of black because I was going to pick up another tube or two. Anyway, again, I digress. And so just Mod Podge, which again is also from the dollar store. Can actually get Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree. This is the size you get for $1. So this is the mat. The one I actually used, this is what I have right now, which was the gloss. So this is the actual mixture of black paint and Mod Podge. I'm going to pick up some more black paint and mix it with this one, because I'm not really used for Mod Podge except for this kind of stuff here. Again, it was $1, so I picked up another bottle of Mod Podge. So that's the base coat, just black paint and Mod Podge. Once that dries, and I just kind of did a heavy dry brush of dark gray, a light dry brush of light gray, and the ground is just painted brown, and then a dry brush of bone, and minutes to paint something like this. Then stuck down the glue, stuck down a couple pieces of tuft, some static grass, and then glued down some of the reindeer moss. So yeah, I really like this arch. I think it turned out very well. Again, you can definitely see just a definite difference between the pink foam here and the cell foam. So yeah, that's it. That's my showcase of the dollar store flower terrain. And again, I call it my flower terrain because they're all based on these kind of flower-ish plywood shapes I got at the Dollar Tree, which was 10 for $1, one of which was damaged and unusable. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 of them were damaged and unusable. So it gave me 8 flowers left over. And so I just made all this stuff out of it. Just kind of an experiment, just to see what I come up with. So I got the flowers, I got the beads, I got the sand, I got the paint, the Mod Podge, and the reindeer moss, all at the Dollar Tree. And of course, I still got a ton of reindeer moss left over. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, because my personal terrain is a desert themed, and really not going to see much green growth on those. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the reindeer moss, but for now, this is what I got. I really like this stuff. This was really fun project to do. I enjoyed myself making this, and because it was so easy, so quick, and I think it just turned out great. It just really was a lot of fun, and that's really what it's all about, right? Fun. So yeah, that's it for this week's hobby video. Hopefully I can get back into painting my bikes, but we'll see about that. Anyway, let me know what you think of my flower terrain, and thanks for watching.